I'm Danny Bonaducci, and you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something, or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple of minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent. Hi, I'm Danny Bonaducci, and you are...
Tony, welcome to Govs.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call, and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knock 'em Dead Radio Show. You're gonna keep knocking 'em dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, okay, we're good. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcasts. We're coming at you live on the Facebook page, on the YouTube channel. Forgive me, I'm just battling some technical stuff here. If you are watching on Facebook, please follow the page and subscribe to it and do all that stuff that you do on social media. But if you'd like to comment throughout the show and say hi to everybody, which we hope you do because we love when you do, but please do that on the YouTube feed because that is where we're monitoring the comments, on the YouTube feed. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share the link and all that. There you go. Thumbs up right there, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew's watching, and I promise I'll behave today, he says. I doubt that. John is watching. Good morning, Walker's brothers and guests. All right, well, speaking of guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have next to Frank, we have Diane Fogarty, ladies and gentlemen. Diane Fogarty is here. And no, that is not Slash at the end with the hat. That is Dave Saul, ladies and gentlemen. Dave Saul is here. Very nice. Two legends of the Long Island musical scene.
There you go.
Well, I guess I should actually say three. Three musical legends on the Long Island scene.
Yes, Frank Walker.
Damn.
That's right. I didn't even say Frank is here. But they're used to you. You're here every Thursday, so
Sure.
they're here. They're used to you. Carrie McQuaid says, hey. Hello, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
Carrie is next week?
Yes.
Next week.
Yep.
Carrie is next week. Carrie, bring your sister. Bring Jane with you. You love Carrie. You went to school with her. I love Jane. I went to school with Jane, and
I'm
love
playing
her.
with Carrie McQuade tonight
Are you?
at the library.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Nice. Well, plug it. Go ahead, plug it. Where are you playing
Plug
with
it.
Carrie McQuade?
I'm playing with Carrie McQuade tonight at the Library Cafe in Farmingdale. Shameless plug.
Yay.
Do
Woo,
you?
be
Is there anything you don't do outside? Like, do you never leave Farmingdale? Was it tough for you to come here?
It was tough to leave Farmingdale, but I know how great this is, and I do a lot. I'm a shepherd in addition to everything else.
A
And,
Farmingdale shepherd.
yeah, no, that was a joke. I'm not.
I know. Yeah.
I'm picturing the.
It's a comedy club. We got it. Yeah, Farmingdale Village Public Relations. I don't know if I've met anybody that does public relations for a town. Explain this to me.
Well, I started my own company out of necessity about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And we were at a mixer with the chamber, and the mayor, who I idolize, Ralph Extrin, walked up to me and he said, we hear a lot about your marketing, Dave, and would you consider promoting and doing public relations for Farmingdale Village? And I laughed and said, yeah, I already do that. And I
But
can't.
are you going to pay me?
Yeah,
Is that the- but we're going to pay you.
She's exactly right. I said I can't really take on much more for free. And he laughed and said, we'd find a way to pay you. It would be an account.
Nice.
And then I had to, not audition, that's the band. I had to present our credentials and in front of the village board. And so I went there with my wife, and a couple of people that work with us. And the firemen are there.
Woo!
And they're like, Dave rocks, man. And I was like,
So he did it.
So I got that account, and it's just, I was in the right place at the right time because
Excellent.
Farmingdale is revitalized and kicking butt, and everywhere we have a lot going on.
Yeah.
Come to Farmingdale. Levittown's cool too, but
Well, yeah, they have the nice downtown area over there.
Thank you for mentioning that. Filled with restaurants and businesses.
Yeah.
And a lot happening there. Music on Main is coming. Is it wrong to plug this Farmingdale Street Fair? Is this weekend?
Oh, very nice.
Woo.
I've watched Frank play many shows
Oh, it's now.
Farmingdale.
Usually, it used to be in October.
Right.
Oh, that's funny.
There's another one. There's
Oh, okay.
another one. And Frank is no stranger to Farmingdale. He's played on every stage and never used to play as well. So
Yeah.
that's the story. I live and breathe Farmingdale.
It's a
but
good
other
story.
things too.
Born and raised?
No, I'm from Plainview. I went to Bethpage.
Oh.
But we were very involved in Farmingdale. But I feel like it's too
Did
much
they
about
kick you
me.
out of Bethpage? Is that what happened? I
Yeah,
think that's what you're trying to tell us.
they did. I've
No.
been kicked out from here and there as well. And but I can't say enough about Farmingdale. It's a great place. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about Diane.
I'm getting
You're
there.
so much more
I'm getting
interesting,
there.
Dave.
No.
Yes.
I was getting there. Diane, ray of sunshine and vocal athlete at Vinyl Revival.
Wow. Well,
Don't-
not at Vinyl Revival anymore. Not for
Oh.
years. Oh, is that on my Facebook page?
Yes. Where do you think I got this from?
I don't really update that. It could be, But
Wow.
I love Vinyl Revival. I just don't sing
All right.
with that band.
Never
anymore.
mind.
There were too many people. It got crowded. It was. I think it's like 14-piece band now.
14?
I know. And they had 5 singers, and I
You're like, I
you
am
know,
Diane
I
Fogarty.
wanna-
You don't need any more
honestly,
singers.
Frank knows this. Dave knows this. I just want to sing.
Right.
Right? I don't care about all the fluff and all the stuff that goes with it and the
doesn't.
adulation. I really don't. I just want to sing. So that was, it was nice. You show up to a crowded room. That's great.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
I would sing 7 or 8 songs and then kind of have to look interested for the other 3 hours, which I just wasn't.
That's like everybody watches this show. Same thing. They look interested.
Bob around a
Sitting
little,
there.
try to
Yeah, right.
exactly. Watching the clock. Okay.
Wow.
So Dave and Frank, that's interesting. But Dave just lets me sing. Like, he calls me up. Hey, you want to do this gig? Sure. I show up and I sing from the moment I get there till the moment I leave. It's great.
So you're a hired gun right now.
Right now, I am a hired gun.
Where's all
I
those
do
bands
this-
out there?
I do this because I love it. No, I don't. I just want to have a good time. This is my fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I love really to do more than anything other than cuddle my grandson. And yeah, I don't need any of the drama and the stuff that goes along with it. I
Yeah.
have a great job. I do that for money, and I sing for fun.
Nice. Good answer.
With fun people.
Can I do a plug? Can I do a plug for Diane?
course.
Okay.
So everything she said is true. It's intimidating for those of us who ask Diane to play music with you when she's played with 16 people and now just me and 6 strings.
Love it.
But she just sings like a goddess.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
It's just a real joy to play with her. Zero attitude. Her beauty is a little intimidating and dramatic
stop it.
music, but she just delivers. Everybody loves her. It's kind of, let me do another shout out to Frank.
Oh, jeez.
Frank is the unsung hero. I know that everybody watching this probably knows this, but everybody he plays with has immense respect for Frank Walker. You play with him and you hear these great guitar parts and super vocals,
And then you hear Frank.
and then
Yeah, right.
and you kind of think as a guitar player like, oh man, that's an E-7. Oh boy, okay.
The 7s and 9s and everything.
So the two of them together. Notice how they put me on the end. Does anybody notice that?
Let me tell you something about
Yeah,
Frank.
right.
We were just talking about this. The first time I met Frank, you said was 2011.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
And he was doing a Frank Walker jam, not really a jam thing.
The open
what
mic
did you call
thing.
it? Open mic.
Yep.
Frank Walker at the cottage,
Irish
something
Cottage.
Irish Cottage, and I said, you know what? Let's go check that out and see what it's about. And I was already, in a band singing, had been around for a little bit. And went to this place and kind of sat near the back and just watched what was happening. And Frank would, play and people would come up and sing and you would think it was all prepared. And he said, you want to come up and sing something? And I said, well, I don't have anybody to accompany me. I don't know. And he said, well, what do you want to do? And what I learned was that you could pretty much throw out any song.
Yeah.
And not
well, that's
only
true.
does Frank
Yes.
know it,
Hopefully.
no, he says, what key? And I said, oh, I have no idea. I don't spell my music. That's what, I have people to do that for me. So he'd say, well, just sing me a little. And I'd
Yes.
go, ah. And then he'd go, oh, this key.
Yeah.
And just made it so easy. I was astonished. And so I just kept going back, and this amazing friendship was born from that. Just, again, for me, it's all about ease, and Frank always made it so easy.
That is
For me.
so true.
And he brings people together.
we played with Frank. He sat in and whatever key it is, Frank just adjusts it and transposes it, not with the capo in his head. You can say to this guy, it's in the key of X, and he'd be like, not a problem.
Okay, I gotcha.
Wow.
So
The key of
I
X.
faked it very well.
It's true.
Well, why don't we do that? Why don't we get a song? And get
Get a song.
Yay.
What do you want to do? Let's try a different one to start. One to start?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that okay or no?
No, it's okay.
Okay. Anyone on the list, because that one's the least. Pick one that's anyone. You can even surprise me.
This is, hang on, Leslie. I know I'm whispering. I know you can hear me. Leslie.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I don't know why I'm whispering.
I don't know why you're whispering. It's not a secret.
This is, I just want to do a shout out to my guitar. I bought this guitar. I have way too many instruments, way more than I deserve. And this is like one of the high-end guitars. I bought it, but in typical Dave fashion, I bought it and I was afraid to bring it out of the house because it's always so scrunched. So today,
But you brought it out for us?
I brought it out for
I feel
you.
special.
You are special.
Wow.
This is a song I wrote that has never been heard anywhere.
Wow.
And
An exclusive.
sending it to me through telepathy right now.
Sending this out to you, Patty. By the way, my friends are all texting me ad nauseum, trying to rile me up and throw me.
Don't let it happen.
The number is on the screen there, 516-465-3990, if you'd like to call and torment Dave.
Thank you.
Took my love and I took it down. Climbed a mountain and I turned around. And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills where the landslide brought it down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? I don't know. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I build my life around you. But time makes you bolder, children get older, and I'm getting older too. So well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, children get older, and I'm getting older too. And I'm getting older too. So take this love, take it down. Oh, if you climb a mountain and you turn around, and if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, with the landslide bring it down, down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, maybe the landslide will bring it down. Well, the landslide will bring it down. Awesome. That sounds beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, that was
Diane the Great.
great. Well done. And what a great song, by the way.
Thank you.
I can't believe you wrote that yourself.
Isn't he amazing? I
That's-
told you.
Somebody should hear that.
I only hang with the best. Just
I bet. Very nice. Wow. That's that's a great one.
That's the voice of Long Island.
Stop
You
it.
know.
Nice. And so and you now you have the electric dude, so you're not. But really, who else? What else do you need when you comes to a vocalist? I mean,
he likes to keep his options open. No.
are we still talking about music?
He's a player. He's a player.
Wow.
You know, we do. We play with a lot of different vocalists and special guests. I know they're all watching me right now, judging me.
It's gotta be very.
But they are all great in their own right.
They are.
I am not playing God and picking and choosing. They are all just so busy, and this is really working. And well,
No, you're doing fine.
No, you know what? Honestly, he's brilliant because if you know, and I know Frank knows, if you know anything about the Long Island music scene and bands that have female vocalists, there are tons of bands that will say, I will just refuse to work with a female vocalist to begin with.
Really?
Because for whatever reason, they think we're difficult, and and in some cases that's true. But I've seen male vocalists who are also very, very
Absolutely.
difficult. But I will say, from a scheduling perspective, it's really, really difficult for the most part when men of a certain age, particularly our age, are in bands. They're at
20s.
a time in their lives when they really want to play a lot,
Right, sure, yeah.
As much as they possibly can, every week, multiple times a week. Honestly, Frank knows there was a time when I did this full time. 2011, 2012, 2013. I did 300 gigs in 2012.
Wow.
I was in the summertime doing 9 gigs a week, 7 days a week, doubles on the weekends.
Holy moly.
And so I get it. And
Yeah.
men in general, when they're in bands now, want to play a lot. And it's very, very hard
Men.
for a female vocalist who has a family, who has to be able to just do that. And most of us also have day jobs.
Right.
So it's really, really hard to have somebody who can play as much as you want them to play. I was lucky enough at the time that I had musicians playing with me who were really doing music full time. So the more gigs I could throw at them, the more they
Sure.
were thrilled to do it. That's not really the case all the time. So it's very, very hard to have a band with a female vocalist who is a really important component of the band who's able to play as much as you want. So for Dave, who I know he loves to play a lot, and we're all in the same boat. We can't always say yes every single time, and so he has options, and I think it's great. And the women, he really does have just a great, group of women who are just great singers and
My
terrific.
vocal harem.
Yes.
There you go.
There is a lot of talent in the harem
It's great.
on Long Island. There
It's
really
great.
is. Yeah. But I'm shocked. Go ahead. Were you going to say
No, I was
something?
gonna say when I met her, a lot of stuff she was doing back then was all country.
Oh, really?
I had 2 bands at the time. So I had Sweaty Betty, which
Sweaty
was my
Betty.
Sweaty Betty was my originally started as a blues band, which I knew nothing about blues, but someone came out to hear me sing with another band I was part of and said, because I had that growl thing
Yeah.
going, and they said, "Oh,
He
you
does.
you could sing the blues. You could sing the blues." And I said, "I don't know anything about the blues." And they said, "Let's start a blues band." So I said, "You start it. Send me some songs. I'll learn them. Whatever." And they called it Sweaty Betty, whatever that was. But we had a whole branding thing. We had bumper stickers. As a matter of fact, I still occasionally will drive behind a car that's got, it's kind of my head on a Betty Boop image in like a shadow image of Betty Boop, and it says, "I spent the night with Sweaty Betty," right? And we used to give out those bumper stickers, and they still have them on the back of people's cars. So that went from a blues band to, I kind of turned it into what I know, which is like that dance party, disco, classic rock kind of stuff.
Oh, wow.
Right? That the stuff that I love to listen to when I go out. So that Sweaty Betty evolved into that and was very, very successful. And then someone came to me and said, this 106.1 radio station, Country 106.1, is coming back to Long Island, and At that point there was really one country band, Southbound, and maybe Six Gun, two country bands at the time, and they were male-fronted country bands. And somebody came to me and said, you should sing country music. There are no female-fronted country bands on Long Island. And I said, don't know any country music. Like literally, with the exception of some Dixie Chick stuff, I knew nothing. Right. So I wasn't really convinced. And then I went to, I don't know if I can say a venue.
That's fine.
I went to the Dublin Deck, and Mark Miller, who owns the Dublin Deck, I said, listen, when are you going to book Sweaty Betty? We want to play at the Dublin Deck. And he says, I'm pretty much booked up for the summer. He goes, but if you want to bring me a country band, he goes, I have country Wednesday nights.
Wow.
And I said, this was the beginning of May, and he said, I have Memorial Day weekend open, Memorial Day week, that Wednesday after Memorial Day. And that was 3 weeks away. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, give me the date. I'll bring you a country band. That's exactly how it happened. You learned all your country? I went home. I made some phone calls. I had a guitar player. He pulled it's true. I got a bass player. He pulled a drummer. There was 4 of us. It was me and a trio. Yep. And we got into a studio and learned 20 country songs and mixed them with some classic rock stuff, Skynyrd stuff that everybody already knew.
Skynyrd, Allman Brothers, yeah.
Went to Dublin Deck as Rattlesnake Dawn. That was the name of the band.
Right. Okay.
I because I had kind of a Facebook following, I promoted the heck out of it. I had a ton of people. And wouldn't you know, 800 people show up to the Dublin Deck. Oh, my God. For the debut of this band that I knew was going to be a train wreck. I was like, oh, my God, this is going to be terrible. Anyway.
Wow, 800 people?
Crazy. They were busing people from the train station. They were parking at the train station.
Oh, my goodness.
They come, but it was more about the country crowd and the country radio station. I had no idea that there was this line dancing group of people that wanted to. Right. I didn't even know it existed. I had no idea.
They are serious.
Yeah,
and they are serious. And if you play 2 songs in a row that are the same dance, I didn't know any of it. And boy, I learned real quick. I reached out to the line dance instructors and said, this is my set list. Can you please tell me what order to put it so I don't double up the dances?
Right.
I was reaching out to everybody. And after that first night, I had actually Adam Teesey, the saxophone player. He was there that night. We were friends. He played with Sweaty Betty. And he came to me and he said, you know what? I think I want to be in a country band. And I said, get out of here, Adam. You're a saxophone player. He said, no, I really want to do it. Adam came on board. We made a few changes. We switched out the bass player over the next month or so. We got Frankie G was our drummer then. Right. We added Frankie G. And we wound up being a very successful country band. And I wound up doing that for most of the time. And then I would do some acoustic stuff. And I was going between the 2 bands. And then eventually I had to stop Sweaty Betty because I just didn't have time. Yeah. And at that time, country just exploded. And then we got to open for some great, we got to open for Darius Rucker and Lee Bryce at the Penny Saver Amphitheater. And it was just a really fun ride while it lasted,
And did you hang out with Darius Rucker? Or?
Darius Rucker, Lee Bryce, they have these trailers at the back of the Penny Saver Amphitheater, and then the people come in with their tour buses, and typically these concerts are, there are 10 artists on the bill, from like little-known country artists up to whoever your headliner is going to be. And we would get to be the very first band on, because we were the local band. It was crazy. No, exactly. So it was just a fun ride. We got to meet all of these cool people and hang out. At one time, we were at the Penny Saver, and we had the only trailer with a working bathroom. So all of the artists were coming into our trailers, popping open a beer, having a beer, using we had a lot of fun for a long time, and then that kind of waned.
That's very Blues Brothers, that whole thing. That going into a club to play country.
It was crazy.
They had to play, what was it? They had Rawhide. They had to play that like a million times over.
It was a lot of fun, and it was never even really my thing, but it worked because there were no female. And then the female-fronted bands started to come onto the scene. Then everybody kind of got smart to it.
And so you're like the godmother of the female
I am
scene.
like the mom of, I would say that.
Did that turn you into a country fan?
I mean, I like it, but I'm not really. I'm not really a country fan.
I'm with you. I'm all
I
about the
liked
blues.
it at the time. I had fun with it, but it's just not what makes me happy. I'm much more of a 70s, 60s, 70s, you know, adult
Absolutely.
contemporary
I'm
kind
with
of
you.
stuff. That's my stuff.
Yep. like what you just played.
Yep.
What are name? I don't know. Maybe three of your favorite bands.
That's so hard. I don't know. You know what I really love? I love the older Bee Gees stuff.
Me too.
Oh
I do.
my
I like
God!
The early
You know,
stuff.
I mean, like the disco stuff is great.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's
but the
terrific.
early stuff.
But you know, when I listen to their older stuff before they really hit it big, oh my God, I love the Bee Gees. If I, you know, there were probably 3 that's all I could listen to for the rest of my life.
Nice.
But who's your favorite to sing?
I don't know if I have a favorite to sing. Do I know? You know who I love? I just can tell you some of my favorite artists that I love now. Pink,
Oh,
I think, is amazing.
puts on a great show.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I just love her. Gee, I don't know.
Did you just say G?
I did.
G.
trying to keep
Gosh
my-
darn it!
Well, you know, sometimes I have a little bit of a potty mouth. I'm trying to keep.
We're in a comedy club, baby.
Curbing it
Let
for-
it flow. Let it go. Absolutely.
So, but I don't know. It'll come to me as we're
right.
talking. I'll spit them out because I just love so many things I hear. I go, oh, I just love this song.
Well, what about you, Dave? Name. I don't know. Do you have favorite bands and favorite bands that you like to play?
It does put us on the spot, right?
Oh,
Now
yeah.
it's hard to. I can't even think of a band honestly when you do that.
Well, your answer was fine.
When
The early
people come
Bee
and say, "What
Gees. We'll
songs
take
do you
it.
do?" I say, "I don't know, Dave. Show me a list."
Well,
Because I don't even know until I see the list.
most guitar players, like in my thing, my
Yeah.
genre, are going to say Zeppelin
Yeah.
because it's what we grew up on.
Sure. Yep.
But I have a lot of varied interests, and I kept kind of shifting when I was younger. Now I like this. Now I like this. That's
Right.
the way it was.
Yeah.
But then you get more seasoned, and you like playing everything. You really do. And when you play a lot, I know Diane's going to agree, and Frank too, mixing it up keeps it interesting.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you always have to learn and brush up on new things. And I want to go back and talk about the rock goddess here, when she talks of the road I've been on. But when this band, the Electric Dudes, were really playing everywhere, I would say about when there was a lot of rock opportunity in the clubs, we would play at all these medium-sized places, and it was way beyond whatever we thought would happen. And
Sure.
so we'd have a great gig. It would be packed. We felt like we were on top of the world. And behind us, there would be a sign, "Tomorrow night, Sweaty Betty." And I'd go to get paid. And I didn't know Diane then. And
this?
They would say, "No, you brought a lot of people. You guys were a lot of fun. Sweaty Betty's playing tomorrow night." So they were like, so if you can't
But you
beat a
guys,
joint-
are no slouches either. The Electric Dudes have been on the Long Island scene, one of the more popular bands on the Long Island scene for how long? It's got years.
many years, like over.
Over-
Once you pass 3 decades,
Say,
it's
it's over 30
Put
years.
Yeah, it
this
is,
way.
right? Yeah.
We
It is.
rode horses and stagecoaches to the first gig.
Nice.
And the funny thing about that is our band, the Electric Dudes, formed as an accident. It was never really.
How so? What do you mean?
Well, I was in a lot of bands going way back, trying to be the next Def Leppard and Molly Crew and all that. And when that didn't pan out and I got a job and, started playing for fun, my best friend asked me if we wanted to play, I've told this story a lot, but if we wanted to play on Thanksgiving Eve, and, it was Emmett. And I'm like, well, what do you mean play? We played at campfires and stuff. We had a ball. I know they're all watching me. I can feel my watch as they do. So we did that. It was really more like the Smothers Brothers. It wasn't. And it was the first band. Back then, I was so calculating and trying to do everything to.
There's a whole world back
to
then,
make.
right?
It was
Yeah.
everybody was doing that.
Right.
So I approached this just as a fun thing with 2 acoustic guitars that we did, and I think sang through a bass amp that we borrowed from somebody.
Right.
But what I learned is the gig was, we broke the attendance record. It was in Bethpage, and it was fun, and it was mobbed. And so then they said to us, you got to do this again. When are you going to do this again? And so we did it again. You know, it was something I just really thought was going to be one night. And then we started doing it more and more. And what happened was we were getting these gigs for bigger gigs, opening for Dave Mason, Billy Preston.
Nice.
And I just could not believe it. I mean, it's something that was a joke. This was happening. So I said to him, come on, I mean, we owe them more. let's just get a bass player and a drummer for New Year's Eve. So we agonized over what to call. That was the Acoustic Dudes, and we agonized over what to call it. We had a big 3-hour meeting, and then the names were, I can't even repeat them because they're foul. But
we're in a comedy club. Come on, give me one. Come on, do it.
No, I was about to say it.
Come on, Dave, say it. Say it. Come on.
Dave.
They were thinking of, baked bread and things. And I'm like, even then I was the marketer. Like,
baked bread?
That has nothing to do with what. That's a G name, believe me. There's a lot.
I know. I'm very disappointed right now. That's right.
I can say. So anyway, we did that, and that went phenomenal. It went phenomenal in the respect of it was crowded, and I actually got paid. And it blew my mind. And then everybody kept asking us to play. And the Electric Dudes was born.
Nice.
But if you had told me that my life's work, what I was going to be known for, I would have picked a better name, first of all.
Well, and that's the other thing. Electric Dudes. Right, so it's Electric Dudes plus Diane, Electric Dudes plus Carrie.
I like Electric Boobs. See,
Electric
Boobs. Like that.
I like whatever.
Any boobs is good, I guess. Electric, not electric. Solar.
The things that we talk about stepping into. Can I say stepping into poop?
Stepping into shit. Say it, Dave. Say it.
I mean, they would call me. They would call us like. Rick Derringer is playing, Frank was around then, a place, and would you guys like to open for him tonight?
Wow.
And I was like, do you have the right guy?
Are you sure?
Right.
So we just did that, and...
and did you say Billy Preston before?
We opened for the Fifth Beatle.
Yeah.
Wow. We really did, and I have a story about that, too. We opened for Billy Preston, and I was in actually a Beatles band at the time that we did that, and somebody just asked me, "Would you want to open for Billy Preston?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess we could do that."
Okay, all right.
Twist my arm. Yeah.
So
I have to.
Everyone in my life, I didn't realize. Now I'm a little more savvy. I didn't realize what would happen. Everybody started. My musician friends started calling me like, "Dave, what the." How did you don't deserve this? He
actually said that to you?
And actually, that's what would happen with the Electric Dudes in the beginning. Now, I have to say, we stand beside our musical ability. We were flanked by greatness. But, the first few gigs, my friends from the old rock days would come down, and they would say to me, Dave, what's with this giant crowd? What is this? And I'm like, And they'd be like, you're not really that good.
My goodness.
And I'd be like, I never said we were. And then they'd be like, can I join this?
Right.
I think I could do this.
But now we really deliver. But
sure.
When we opened for Billy Preston, everybody was jealous, furious that we got
that. You got it and not them, right? How did you?
So somebody really close to us, we've had flyers, everything, drew a caricature of Billy Preston from Sgt. Pepper's, where he's wearing the Frank. I know Frank would know. And so we put it on our flyer and we hung it in the club because we wanted to outro Billy Preston. After that. Then when the gig started, they said Billy Preston wanted to see us. And so we got on his bus, and I was terrified. I mean, he's the Fifth Beatle, and I figured they were going to be like, what's this drawing? And so we got on the bus to meet Billy, and he was like the coolest of the cool, and he just held up the flyer, and he goes, "What's this?" And and I go, I tried to like play it off like, "Oh yeah, some guy drew that." And he goes, "I love it, Dave," and I'm like,
Then it was all me.
Yeah.
And then I have a story about everything, but my story about that was he turned to me, his band, and the guy goes, "Can I borrow?" We brought big amps in, so
Right.
he goes,
Yeah. Sure.
Can I play through your Marshall tonight? Can I borrow your Marshall? I heard you warm up, and I'm like, you're the fifth? Of course.
Yeah.
You can, but
Just say yes as long as you come out and play Get Back with us.
yeah. But then we left there, his dressing, his bus, and I turned to everybody like, how does the guy in Billy Preston's band need my amp?
Right,
I
right.
mean,
Yep.
So then we played, and then when he played, I walked around and made sure I told every single person in the place.
He's playing through my amp.
He's
That's
playing
my
through
amp.
Oh, that's great.
Pin your name to it.
Yep. That's great.
Are you familiar with a band? They're an alternative band. I think they're out of Canada. Our Lady Peace. They're around like the 90s.
Absolutely.
They were making an appearance. A buddy of mine owned a CD shop in the 90s. It was called Purple Haze in Hicksville.
I know it.
Oh, okay, yeah. One of my
Yeah.
close friend of mine, still a close friend of mine, he owned it. In fact, he was
Dave,
just
smile at the camera and say my name. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Nice.
Bob. So I did the same thing. I drew caricatures of the band to promote them coming in. It's the same thing. They came in, they see it. They're like, who did that? I'm like, I did that. They handed me backstage passes to see them that night at Jones Beach. They were opening for Van Halen. Now, I'm a Van Halen nut, so of course, but
Who isn't?
So they, of course, had the strict rules where you come to backstage and you just hang out in our dressing room. Yeah, okay. I think I went in there quickly, showed my face, hi guys, and then I was gone. I met Sammy. I hung out with Alex a little while, and then I did meet Eddie at one point too, during the show, and he cursed at me because I bothered him during the show. And Leslie West was back there as well.
I met Leslie West.
Yeah.
Too.
I didn't recognize him though at the time because he had just gotten clean. He was skinny. I didn't know who he was until they were playing Mississippi Queen at the end of the show, and he comes out and jams. It's like, son of a bitch! I met Eddie Van Halen and Leslie West. I couldn't believe it.
Large. A friend got me. He's watching too.
Bob?
He goes, no, Scott.
Scott.
He had me go to Rock Fantasy Camp.
Nice.
Which I don't, you know what that is. Like,
Yeah.
And I really was too busy to go, but he graciously arranged it, and I went there, and they said I was going to be like a pseudo instructor instead of.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, right. So it was in New York, and it was heavily on the record plant where all those albums were recorded. So obviously they had all these New York rockers as part of it, and they bring in people, and they brought in Leslie West, who I kind of met here and there. I didn't know him, but I knew everybody who knew him. And then they form bands and of the campers, and there's one like really main rock star, and then the rest of the people have paid to come. And so in my band, they bring in the people, and Leslie West was coming, and I listen. God rest his soul, Leslie. Everybody knows Leslie West was a wise ass. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So like Leslie's going to come today, and we want to play Mississippi Queen for him, and you're going to play the guitar and the leads, Dave. And I'm like,
sure.
No, hell, I'm not doing that. And so they made me do it, and. You know what it's like to play Mississippi Queen in front of Leslie West, the guy who wrote it, and you're sitting there. And I'm pretty much a showman, but I was like looking down, and then I looked up and I saw him like smiling at me.
Nice.
Wow.
And but to meet him and Van Halen, I mean that's.
It was. I've told this story many times on the show. So I'm a big Van Halen fan. I had already seen them on that particular tour. So I was backstage, and Sammy Hagar was going into his acoustic number. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I've seen this already. So it was time for my pee break. I start to go walking.
Sammy loves that.
Yeah, I'm sure. But, I start to walk, and sure enough, there's Eddie waiting to go back on. And I swear, I just kind of stopped. He's right here. And I look, there's nobody. I mean, this is in the middle of a show at Jones Beach, but there is nobody around us. I mean, to the point, other than the guys on stage, I don't see anybody.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is just surreal. And I was 20-something, mid-20s, and I'm stupid. So I just turned and I go, can I have your autograph? It's in the middle of the show. You know, he literally does like one of these, like, where'd this guy come from? And he just looks at me and goes, you got to get the fuck out of here. Just like that. And now I'm a cartoon. I'm narrating for nobody. And I yell out, I go, Eddie Van Halen just cursed at me. I actually said that out loud. Now, I don't know what happened at that point, but then all of a sudden, from all sorts of different directions, here come all the big guys that are going to kill me. And I just put my hands up. I said, no problem, guys, no problem. I'm out of here. And they actually did. They stopped. They let me go. And I didn't even go pee. I went right back to my seat, and I didn't move the rest of the night.
That would have been awesome if you were tackled by Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, yeah, it would have been great.
But you made me think, I wonder if when I'm playing, Diane says that, no, Dave's up to his thing. It's time for a pee break.
I try not
Notice
to.
how she didn't deny that.
I try not to.
And I'll tell you quick, I want to hear more music, of course, and talk to you guys, but I will tell you quickly my Billy Preston story, which is not a good story. I don't know if I've ever told you this.
No.
One of the times he was playing with Ringo, because he's toured with him a few times, and it was at Jones Beach, and me and my buddy were driving on the Wanto Parkway after the show, and we were coming we're on the left lane, and so the middle lane to our right was a big bus, and it just as we're about to come up next to it, then it hit us. I wonder if that's a tour bus. We get next to it. Sure enough, there's Billy Preston sitting at a seat, and he kind of looks over and he starts waving to us. And we're, oh, hi. Hey, Billy, and he starts going like this. Like, okay, so we're driving evenly with this bus. He brings Clarence Clemens over, and so now it's him and Clarence Clemens and I yelling are waving to us. Like, okay, this is weird. We'll wave back, the big man and Billy Preston, and then Billy Preston starts like motioning like he's like doing like this, and we thought maybe is he inviting us to meet him somewhere or something, and I don't remember why because this was a long time ago, but we didn't go. We're not even sure if that's what he was doing, but that's what it seemed like. He kept going like this and going like that. Like, and we were said, like, does he want us to jump out of the window onto the tour bus? Like,
Right.
what is he doing? But then it came out later on, years later, that, he had been with little boys, that it turned out that he...
Allegedly.
No, he did get arrested. He did get arrested. And then he admitted shortly before his death that he was, in fact, homosexual, but he had issues with it throughout his life. So then me and my buddy, we got on the phone, we're like, was he inviting us to, like... Actually, you know what? If it was Clarence Clemens, that was the first Ringo tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be 1989.
Right.
So I'm 19 years old. Yeah, so maybe.
Oh, you too, yeah.
Yeah, so I had 2 legs then. I had hair, so I was thin. So maybe he liked that
We're
type.
all.
Yeah. Well, you still have hair, but yeah. So we were kind of freaked out by that later on.
I've been blessed to meet a lot of rock stars, way more in various circumstances. I don't want to, but we're in Governors. Right out there, I met Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh yes, pictures right outside.
And it was funny because we know a lot of people affiliated with Governors. Shout out to Governors.
Absolutely. Shout out to Governors.
We all went to this show. Hi, Tracy. And
hi, Tracy.
Yeah, and
Bob and what was it? Phil? What was your name? Scott.
Yeah,
I was close.
So we're at the show, and they're like, "Do you want to meet Gilbert?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, right.
So
it's a great scene.
Just a bunch of us like walk over to him, and he really was funny. He just killed it right there. And so we're standing around, and everybody's shaking his hand, and we got a picture. And one of my wisest friends is probably watching. Goes, Dave plays in a band, and I'm like rolling my eyes. Like, yeah, right. So he turns to me and goes, "I'm sure your parents are very proud." That's my. And as he did that, somebody took a picture and it's hanging in my wall.
That's great. That's a good story.
No, it wasn't great.
Yeah, right.
No, it was great. Look at that.
Wow. Look at you, Frank.
Do you want to share? Nobody knows what you just did. All right, I'll get it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to answer the phone.
I noticed that you cursed.
Look at that.
Yeah, we can curse on here.
We're allowed, he said we're allowed. He wanted you to curse.
We got a phone
Trying to
call
get
coming
you
in.
to say. We got a phone call.
Hello there. You're live on the air, sir. Hello.
That's great.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
I'm watching the show and I want to say something, but I can't
I was trying to type something in, but I can't.
Well, first off, if you wouldn't mind turning down whatever you're watching the show on, because that's almost as loud as you.
Oh, let me see if I can turn it down.
Okay, because you are live on the air right now.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes. And
Hi, everybody. It's Patty Maroney.
Hi, Patty.
Say something. But I can't.
Hi, Patty.
I was trying to type.
Hi. I just want to say thank you so much.
Well, first off, if you wouldn't mind turning down whatever you're watching the show on.
I'm sorry.
We're hearing our replay. Okay.
There you go.
Right.
Hey, you did
Is
it.
that good?
Yeah, that's excellent, Patty. Nice job.
All right. I just want to thank you, Diane, for singing Landslide so beautifully. I loved it. Thank you, Dave, for giving me a shout out. Frank, I'd like to hear from you. I haven't heard a word from you the whole time.
Hi.
And I love all four of you guys.
Oh,
right back at you.
Thank you so much for making my morning bright.
Yay.
That's Patty, another one of the many great, beautiful singers in our...
I think Patty is the reason how I met you. I think
really?
Patty had me sing at the Bethpage Fair one time
Right.
with Frank, actually, and you were playing, and that's where we met.
Of course I was. Baby.
I know, but see, Patty's the
Thanks,
glue
Frank.
that binds all of this together.
See that, Patty? You made
Thank
history.
you, Patty.
You made history, Patty.
You made this possible, Patty. Thank you. We love you.
I love you guys.
I
Thank
love
you.
Could you tell the other 16 Dave friends to stop texting me every second?
So nice. So, Patty, are you singing anywhere? You got anything going on?
I'm going to be working with a guy named Bill Blaze. He's a keyboard player and singer, and we'll be doing some gigs
Cool.
shortly.
All right, cool. Let us know.
Patty
Share.
from Bethpage.
I will.
All right, thanks for calling, Patty. Good to hear you.
Bye, Patty.
Good to be heard.
Bye.
Bye, Patty. All right, there's
Oh, that was cool.
Patty trying to figure out how to use a phone. There you go. Very nice. Patty Maroney. All right. So, did you just recently see Paula Abdul in concert?
I did.
How was that?
You're a great fact checker.
I'm not a stalker.
So this is what's really cool about that. So I work for a car dealership, and in February they have the NADA convention, which is the National Auto Dealers Association.
Of course.
And it was in Las Vegas this year. So we went out to Las Vegas
Nice.
with my boyfriend Anthony. Hey, Anthony. We went out to
Anthony.
Las Vegas for the convention.
Scott.
February 1st through the 4th or something like that.
Right.
And really had no plan except to go to the convention Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, but you're going to Vegas.
So-
You got to take advantage.
Went to the new Fountain
Well,
Hotel.
let me tell you. So we stayed at the Westgate because it was right by the convention center. It was walking distance. We were just trying to gauge that first day, Friday, where we were going to go and what we were going to do. And we get a phone call, from people, or Anthony was getting phone calls from other people in the business who lived in different parts of the country who were saying, hey, are you here? Are you going to be here? Let's get together.
Oh, so he's in the business too?
So he's in the business too.
Oh, okay.
So he's been in the business for years and years and years and knows a lot of people. So people were reaching out to him all day long. And he gets on the phone with a friend who says, hey, are you going to the Capital One party tonight? And he said, I don't know anything about it. And he said, well, Capital One's having a party. Tom Brady's the guest speaker.
Oh, nice.
So we said, okay. He said, I'll reach out to a few people, see if I can get a ticket because it's invitation only.
Sure.
So he reaches out to a guy he knows from our Capital One rep that he's known for a while, and the guy emails him 2 tickets. So we have no idea what to expect except for that it's going to be a talk session and Tom Brady's going to be the guest speaker. So we get there, we go in, we sit through the presentation, and then Tom Brady comes out and he says his thing for an hour. It's a long thing. It's an hour long, very nice conversation. And then they say, okay, everybody, go next door, have some refreshments. This is at the Fountain Blue, by the way.
Right.
Okay? At the
Yeah,
Fountain
yeah.
Blue.
Primo.
It's a brand new
Yeah. Oh,
hotel
yeah.
in Vegas.
Yeah.
everybody go to the club next door. We're going to have some refreshments, and then you'll come back for a concert. We walk out. We go to this club Aria, I believe it is, at the Fountain Blue, which in real life, you can't, a regular person can't get into that club. You have to be somebody, right?
You have to be Diane
Fogarty. So that's kind of like, no, not even me. Like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got in, after the Super Bowl. That's kind of how you have to be. Yeah. But we're in there, and we're eating free, we're drinking free. It was fun. We had a good time. We go back. They said, okay, go back. We're going to have a little, some music. It's Duran Duran.
Oh, wow.
We had a 90-minute Duran Duran concert. Wow. Very, just us, not maybe 100, 200 people. It wasn't a massive group of people. Unbelievable. I'm trying to make a long story really, really short. Next day, so now we're going back to the hotel. Exhausted. There's a hanger on our door. Come to this event for some company, DAS Technology. Okay.
Hanging on your door?
Hanging on it was like a little door hanger thing. Come to the DAS. They knew, I guess, the people who were there.
Doesn't happen to me.
Who were there for the convention, right?
This is Diane Fogarty
so the next day, we go down to the convention. We find the DAS Technologies thing. Anthony sits through, because now they want to present their product. He sits through the presentation. I go to the DAS to get our tickets for the event. The event is at Caesars, the theater where Adele plays. I don't know. That's whatever the club is at Caesars. I don't even know, but it's some big club. It's TLC and Paula Abdul.
Nice.
Again, completely free. When I tell you we ate and we drank free and we saw all these things, all completely free. And at one point, Paula came down and we were literally, so the stage, it's a high stage. And it's right where the screen is. And she's right up there. And at one point she came down and she swooped right past me and I was standing against a gate. And her little head, the top of her head hit my chin. She's the tiniest little thing. She literally scooched right by me. Her hair touched my chin. I was like, I didn't even realize she was coming.
Did Paula Abdul headbutt you?
Who is that?
She headbutted you.
Tiniest little thing. I mean, if she's 4'10", she's tall.
Right.
I can't even imagine. The tiniest little thing. But it was just a lot of fun, and we didn't know we were going to do it.
Yeah.
And we got to see all these great people and see all these great places.
You should have grabbed a mic and started singing. They would have been like, Paula, go sit down.
She was surrounded by these gorillas. I mean, they were giant guys, which I guess is why I didn't see her coming. Because she came down into the crowd and then swooped right back. And I just happened to be standing there. And so that was a fun.
I think that's a fun show.
No idea what we were going to do.
I go to the Fountain Blue in Miami, which is like the chicest hotel in the freaking world. And I played with Diane when she got back, and she told me the Fountain Blue opened in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Brand new.
Total VIP. Yeah. When I go to Vegas, there's a thing on my door. I get invited to the Chuck E. Cheese convention.
Yes.
That's still more fancy than we ever get.
No.
We get McDonald's conventions.
Yeah.
And then we were talking before we went on the air about, I heard Diane say how you like to jet off and go away to places like Aruba. Are you a man of the world like that? Yeah.
Yeah. We work really hard. My wife and I, hi Joanne, and we just work at everything, and then once a year we go to some, fancy vacation that pushes in with the money. But we've been to Aruba 22 times, and
22 times.
Hi Paula, hi at Aruba. And it's like, God, and then, we go to LA, Vegas, and we go to Fort Lauderdale, Miami. But we don't go there, we go there once a year and we live it up. Yeah. And there were no notes on my door from Paula Abdul.
It wasn't from Paula Abdul. Let's be clear. It was not.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Matter of fact, when I asked them to do this show, Diane wrote back and says, I don't know if Dave's going to keep this right away.
I think Dave's in Aruba. That's what I answered.
But then 2 minutes later, I'm there.
It's true. I can't
you asked for a different date. Could we fill in? And I said, I would love to, but Dave's in Aruba. I think. And I only know, not because he tells me, but I see his Facebook page.
Right.
It where's Dave? Saying that. I can't deny. Frank's like, how about this date? I'm like, yeah, I'll be back from Aruba then.
Farmerdale, Aruba. Yeah. It's like the same thing almost.
I'm not the public relations director of Aruba yet. Yeah.
And then, all right, so you saw Paula, but you saw the air show.
man, you should be a private detective.
Yeah, right.
I do my job, man.
I did. My dad, I'll do a shout out to him. He worked at Republic for 30 years.
Oh, very nice.
He served in World War II.
Oh, wow.
He used to bring us to watch planes taking off all over the place.
Nice.
And a lot of people around Farmingdale and Bethpage have people who worked at those companies.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, you know,
Grumman.
you get World War II, you get a GI Bill, you buy a house.
Right.
David's born. There you go. So,
Came out just like that.
Yeah. All have
Here I am. I believe that.
So
with the hat on.
Yeah, with the hat on. So it always feels good to do that. As everybody, I think, will tell you, it's not the air show is great.
Yeah.
But and they the planes, the Blue Angels, tend to, I don't know what the word is, dock station at Republic Airport in Farmingdale. So like if it's not great enough that they're doing this, those of us who live in Farmingdale, but you hear them roaring over your house.
Yep.
The day before rehearsing, or that means right practice,
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
So, but I did go. The funny thing about that is, it's very hard to get there.
Oh, yeah.
Traffic.
Yep.
So what we do is we bicycle.
Nice.
Halfway there from the Cedar Creek Park in Montauk.
Yep. Cedar Creek.
So we ride there, and then we bike there. We bike back.
Nice.
And I don't know how athletic the people here are. Diane could probably do it like 5 times with her eyes closed. She's a physical guru, but for Dave,
it was a lot.
You're bicycling, and you see these little kids and older people like whizzing by you as you're.
That's when you stick your leg out as they pass.
And if that's not bad enough, while I'm biking on Wanto Parkway?
Yes.
The people who know me from the van, they're like honking as they drive by. Dave, get it together! No, I don't wear the hat.
But who's got the hair like
How
that?
do you-
They know
all
it's
right,
you.
I know.
They
They
spot you a mile away.
recognize
Yeah.
me.
That's got to be Dave.
I get texts
Farmingdale
like,
Dave.
are you all right? You look like you have a heart attack. But it's very rewarding. I mean, God bless America. What can I say?
Absolutely.
Great.
Nice.
It's great.
Where does all this Farmingdale love come from? Like, how did that happen?
I could answer that.
That's why I asked.
Well, he lives there.
Well,
for
right,
starters.
but he said it before. He's not originally from there, so
Yeah,
it's a great place. Don't get me
question.
wrong. I'm not.
You should be an interviewer.
I've heard that. Yeah.
As a boy, like I said, my parents, they actually bought the first house in Plainview with the GI Bill way before Dave was around. Pre-Dave. And my dad worked at Republic in Farmingdale, and my mom worked at the SUNY Farmingdale College with the plants.
That's where I went.
So to this day, my house is like a greenhouse. I'm very into plants.
Oh, cool.
So we were always coming to Farmingdale for events. My first gig was I took piano lessons. I took everything lessons. They pushed me, and I gave a piano recital in the Methodist Church in Farmingdale when I was like 7 years old. With
Wow.
like 6 other kids. And what happened was somebody who was much better, like went ahead of me, and they didn't. They choked and cried, and then I went in and I played like Rusty the Dog, and I won. And I was like, you don't forget stuff like
And
that.
that was
No, you don't. You don't.
The bug had.
I told my parents, like, I want to play music for
Forever.
Yeah. So anyway, you don't forget things like that. And
Right.
then, long story short, I had a chance to buy a home with a partner. I'm sure he's watching, and that fell through. So we needed a different. We had a mortgage agreement.
Yeah.
So we went to a real estate agent. Oh God, it's like 35 years ago, and I was young. Nobody owned a house then. I certainly wasn't married or anything. And so he's like, I got a handyman special in Farmingdale. I didn't know what a handyman special was, like an idiot. And I'm like, wow, I love Farmingdale. I had all these memories there.
Yeah.
So we bought it. We moved in. It was exactly like the money pit. Everyone I knew moved in the house with me. So it was just like Animal House. And
Right.
we were there.
That's
and
fun.
like day 2, and my friend comes down. it's raining in my room, man, and and the oil burner went. So
Oh my God.
it
That's
was
great.
It was great, but it really was a great move for me.
It is. It's a fun town.
We just made the most of it. I made the most of it, and I have a business in my home, and we've played everywhere there is to play. I'm sure I kind of connected with Frank at many of those places that we played, and having all those relationships has led to more music opportunity and business opportunity.
Sure.
Absolutely.
And I just feel great about it. But I really feel great about Farmingdale Village in general. I was basically with the marketing there at the right place at the right time.
So I went to SUNY Farmingdale, and I got friendly with this is going back ages, but I got friendly with the guy who was running their radio station at the time.
Right.
Now, when I was in high school, you could probably vouch for me. 1 year for Halloween, I dressed up like Buckwheat from the Little Rascals. So that became my nickname all through school. Like the rest of my time at school, my nickname was Buckwheat.
I've been assigned a lot of nicknames myself.
Yeah, that's probably one of the better ones, actually. But this guy at the radio station, because I became friendly with him somewhere in conversation, I mentioned it to him. So the radio station decided to have a lip syncing contest. So I'm like, I'll put in for that. And this is late 80s, early 90s, probably late 80s. So I put in for it. I'm like, I'll do something. I did some Paul McCartney thing. I don't even remember. But so the night, we're at the night, and it was mostly a black crowd. And my friend, well, our next contestant, he's going to do a Paul McCartney song. Let's hear it for Buckwheat.
Oh.
The place went silent.
Oh.
And I immediately, I even stopped and said to myself, I should turn around and just go home.
I should not do this.
I was like, screw it, but you don't know what to do, so I walk out there, and they're all just looking at me.
My friends will love this story, by the way.
Then doesn't get much whiter than a Paul McCartney song, so they booed me off the damn stage. But that's the first thing I think of for fun.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
I have a story like that where a guy really liked the way I played, and he managed Pastime Pub in Amityville.
Sure.
And one time we were kind of really heavily buzzed, and he's like, I'm going to bring you somewhere, and I want you to play for somebody. And he brought me to another, like a kind of, you got to know somebody to get in, and Little Buster was playing.
Nice.
And we walked in, and I see him talking, and then I see the guy in the band going, a guy who's supposed to be a good guitar player is going to get up here, and I was like the only white person in there. And I'm looking, I'm like, are you kidding me? And so I got him, and Little Buster was blind.
Yeah.
So I got him. I was scared to death, but they, were very polite, and I got to know all of them. And then when I would see them, they would say hello to me, which. I don't want to make a wrong joke, but I was like, it's him. It's so. But he was like one of those Long Island music icons.
Oh, yeah, man.
Pepe Marcello, Little Buster. Help me, Frank.
You got him.
Leslie
Frank
West.
Walker.
No,
let's talk about Frank.
No.
Let's talk about Frank.
Yeah, all our friends, we love Frank, and we can't say enough about him. And I know that when we put it out there, correct me if I'm wrong, you're the boss.
No.
That we were coming here, a lot of people, they've heard Dave talk, so they were like...
And they go, I love Frank.
I
and now
love
they're
Frank.
upset that they haven't heard Frank talk because we talked.
Whatever happened to him?
Well, he's here every week. He can talk anytime. That's why you guys are here. We're spotlighting you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to put it out there that
We love him.
we love Frank.
You too.
Everybody knows Frank as the musical guy who plays and sings better
Glue.
than you do.
Oh,
Glue.
no.
He's the glue that holds us all together.
Well, is there maybe we get another song and maybe there's something you can join in on? How about that?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Okay,
I
let's
think
do
I
it.
met you at JP's in Farmingdale, if I remember right. I think that's where I first saw you guys.
That's right.
Might have
That's
been.
right. We were playing a gig, and Frank was playing everywhere with everybody in those days. And a lot of times, everybody wanted to get up and glom and ham, and so we were used to that. It wasn't even people who played, honestly. It was just some guy who was like, I could do that,
Yeah.
It was the dudes, So
Yeah, right.
somebody said, this guy Frank's here and he's going to play with you. And, honestly, we're like...
I ain't the man, did I?
We're the dudes. We don't take just anybody.
So we brought him up to play his song. And, like, halfway through it...
Whoop.
Yeah, that's exactly
right?
what I
Because usually it's not that good. It's like you're polite, and then you go, whoa, what just happened?
Yeah.
Like, I would watch Frank...
It's true.
We were listening, and I'm watching him, and I'm like... Watching what he's playing, watching what I'm playing, I'm like...
I'm not doing this right.
I
don't think I'm doing this right.
Oh my God!
All right, so I think we picked this song because we know this way you'll sing along.
Okay.
The Frank harmony. So I'm not so sure. I don't think have we ever done this song before? I think maybe once at the Rabbit's Foot, maybe. I think we might have done it once. Okay.
The Rabbit's Foot in Hicksville?
Yeah.
Yes.
If there's anything wrong, it's going to be me.
One of the things we love to do is, Dave will just throw out a song, and I've never sung before, and I go, all right, let's give it a shot. Because that's fun. So here we go.
You're not leaving us, are you?
I've had enough of you people.
I've had enough of you
No,
people.
I'm just,
Okay. That's okay.
Go ahead, do what you're going to do.
Okay. Everything Diane said is right. This song has harmonies, and Mr. Harmony is right over there. So.
No pressure, Frank.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay. I think I know what it is.
He knows what it is.
I think I got it. Yeah.
One more time around. I like to let it brew a little bit. Oh, look at Frank play. Every night I'm lying in bed, holding you close to my dreams, thinking about all the things that we said, coming apart at the seams. We tried to talk it over, but the words come out too rough. Here in my heart, I give you the best of my love. Beautiful faces, loud empty places, look at the way that we live, wasting our time on cheap talk and wine, left us so little to give. That same old crowd was like a cold dark cloud that we could never rise above. In my heart, I gave you the best of my love. Whoa, sweet darling, you get the best of my love. Whoa, sweet darling, you get the best of my love. I've been lying in town and it's a sweet dream. It was a quiet night and I would be alright if I could go on sleeping. But every morning I wake up and worry, what's gonna happen today? You see it your way, I see it mine, but we both see it slipping away. You know we've always had each other, baby. I guess there wasn't enough, but here in my heart, I gave you the best of my love. Oh, sweet darling, you get the best of my love. Whoa, sweet darling, you get the best of my love, the best of my love, sweet darling. Every night and day, you get the best of my love. Whoa.
Very nice. Wow, he's a pervert.
There was one spot I'm like, all right, I'm supposed to go up higher. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
It was beautiful. I miss that sound. I do. I miss it.
We do.
I love him.
Oh, look at that! Wow. Where'd that come from? Where'd that come from?
That was the air.
I'm looking around. I'm like,
very nice.
I do. When I come to these shows, I always bring props.
I see that.
Run
Yeah.
out of things to talk about.
And he must be out of sorts because he doesn't have the lights swirling.
Yeah,
He's usually wrapped.
yeah,
I show up to a gig and
Oh,
he's got everything
really?
wrapped. The mics, the
Oh, okay.
stage, everything's wrapped in lights. It takes 3
Don't
hours
kid
to break
yourself.
it down at the end of the night. And I
Diane's
always
like,
think
I'm not showing up unless there's 25 robots.
that's not true.
me.
And he's always got one like right in my face, and I have to go take it. I take it off. I put it down over there.
Anything to just elevate it more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Create a nice atmosphere, right?
He's a lot. He's a lot.
He's a lot.
He is.
I am a lot. I am
He
a
is.
lot.
that's your promotion right there. He's a lot.
Dave, he's a lot.
There you go. There's some marketing here.
And there's
Anyway.
not a person that's watching that won't agree with that.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure of it.
I know, they're all texting me right now.
That's funny. All right, we got about 15 minutes left. You guys have you've been able to avoid the whole tribute band thing, right?
The what?
Tribute bands.
Yeah.
You've been able. You
That's-
both
You know
of you've
what?
been
For
able
me-
to
Really
avoid
well
that.
prepared.
Part of the
Come on now.
fun of this for me has always been, and part of the reason I've left bands that that I was in for this reason is that I like to do things that are unexpected, right? So there are lots of guy songs that I like, songs that were that were male fronted bands. I like to sing those songs too. I like to do the Lynyrd Skynyrd stuff. I like
Nice.
classic rock. I like,
Well, you just did
Van
Don Henley,
Halen.
right.
And a lot of bands will, Vinyl Revival, but they had me boxed into you do Donna Summer and you do, oh my goodness.
Boogie Oogie Oogie.
Right.
Diana Ross.
All the girl songs. Linda Ronstadt, which Aretha Franklin, all great. Janis Joplin,
Sure.
love them all. But I wanted, I'd be like, oh, I love this song. I want to sing it. Right.
I think
hear a
every
song,
female singer I've seen on Long Island does "Piece of My Heart," which
They do, right.
which is great, but I'm sick of it.
There's a joke that says, how many female singers does it take to sing "Piece of My Heart"?
Right.
Apparently, all of them.
Right.
Is the answer.
Right.
So, and that's fine, whatever. And they're all great, nothing about it.
Of
but,
course.
you want to do, I hear a song, and that's all I hear. And I say, I want to sing that song. I don't care who's singing it. I want to cover it. And it doesn't have to be exactly like,
Sure.
and so every time I get told no, it's kind of like a chink out of the armor. I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to work for me. Right? Now, for Dave, and Frank was the same thing. I would throw out a song and be like, cool, man. I want to just do different things. I don't want there to be constraints about what you think I should sing or not sing,
Right.
And so people that have allowed me to do that along the way, these two in particular, just are at the very top of my list,
Nice.
always.
I can really attest to that and speak to that because I played with a lot of these high voltage, high powered, talented lady goddess rock singers on
He's
Long
so
Island.
diplomatic,
And
isn't he?
what you learn right away is that if you have brains, that they come when you first meet them and you say, how about this? And so you pick all these girl songs and disco songs and they look at it like, And then, and then they start suggesting songs and some of them are like real, rocked out songs or things.
AC/DC. I said, can we do
AC/DC.
AC/DC? And he's like, yeah, man, let's do it.
And so
Cool.
you could take two approaches. You could be like, well, you're not here for that.
Right.
Or if you're an idiot.
Right.
Or, or
Well,
you could just try to.
and I have to
back
say,
them.
I think, right, I'm almost positive it was you did Shook Me All Night Long with somebody.
I did. Yeah,
I-
I've done it with
what-
Dave.
so
This video.
Right, I think I was there for one of
Because
those.
he's up
It's one of the
for
hottest
anything.
things I've ever seen in my life.
Aw, thank you.
Oh.
It's wild.
No.
She rocked. Just saying. I mean,
It's fun. But that's fun for me, That's
Yeah.
fun.
it's fun for everybody watching. Seriously, it is. They
And
get a kick out of
and
it.
I'm sure it's fun for even the tribute bands, but then it almost becomes a little bit of a business too, where it's more about the money and it's
And everybody likes to get paid. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. But,
Right.
I have other ways to get paid. This has got to be fun.
Yeah, I know I didn't answer your question, but she basically summed it up. When you're a musician now and you have somewhat of a reputation following,
constraints are not fun.
You're going to get a call, and somebody's going to say, if you put together a tribute band, we could basically pay you triple,
right?
And put you here, and
but that freedom of not having the constraints that goes a long way too.
It really does.
The girls would never let me tell them what to do.
It's just a matter of what you're in it for. At that whatever particular time in your life. And sometimes, like I did the country thing because I was in it for the money at the time, and I could get. They weren't great paying gigs, but I could get a lot of them.
Yeah.
Right, and it could be acoustic. It could be so that worked, and honestly, by the end of it, because I just can't help being myself, I had country line dancers doing country line dancing to Play That Funky Music, White Boy, to Michael Jackson, I mean, to, name it, to Bruno Mars. We were doing Uptown Funk, and
That's funny.
I sent the songs to the line dance instructors and said, hey, listen, I want to do this song. Figure out what line dance works to it. And they would.
That's
Play
funny.
That Funky Music. And the instructors are at the front of the room. They go, okay, this is what we're doing. And so now I became the country band that was doing Michael Jackson and Bruno Mars and Play That Funky Music, White Boy. And it worked. So, you sometimes you have...
You see what I'm saying?
And they used to tell me, if you don't wear a hat and cowboy boots, they're not going to like you. That's what they would tell me. And I'd show up in shorts and flip-flops because it's 90 degrees in the summer, and I'm not doing it. Eventually, they'll whatever you throw at them. If it's good, they will eventually like it.
I learned it, and you have to keep in mind, I'm like Mr. Diplomatic. I think everybody will tell you that. So I'm a guy who'll do whatever they say. And I've had guys call me for parties. I know somebody's watching it, so I don't want to but these crazy parties, these theme parties. Dave, can you come to the party tonight dressed like Barney and play upside down? I'm like, one hand tied behind my back, So the old Dave probably would have tried to do the tribute thing, but the strong-willed, talented rock goddesses and rock singers, you want to follow you want them to be happy.
Absolutely.
Right?
That sounded perfect. If everybody in my life thought that way, I would really everything would be
hope
perfect.
you don't.
All right. As we're winding down, and we're going to get one last song from you guys before we go. But before we do that, excuse me, there's something that I do with all the guests that come in. I look at your Facebook pages, and I look at mutual friends. So for both of you, I have a few names. You can tell me to move on. You can say good things, bad, whatever you feel like saying about them, or it doesn't have to be anything at all, but I'm just throwing some names out. In fact, just as we were going on the air, there was one that Diane mentioned, Joey Cola.
Yes.
And you said, what did you say? Did you say you bought his car?
Yes. So okay, I work for a car dealership, and my job is to acquire cars for the used car department.
Oh, okay.
So we get leads, and
are you like Marissa Tomei? Do you check the cars out and
Yeah, I can appraise cars, but I'm not the appraiser. I mean, if I had to, I could, but I really just call the people.
She's hotter than Marissa Tomei. That goes without saying.
Make appointments for them to come in, and the appraiser will look at their car and will
call today. She'll put you in a car tonight.
So what there was one time, this is years ago, and I still work at the same place, and it was, I believe the name was Adam, I think that's his son's name.
Oh, yeah.
Kohler, Kohler.
Yes.
Right? Didn't know Joey Kohler's name was really Kohler.
Yeah.
So I called. He had I don't even remember what the car was. I'll remember it when I get back to work. Anyway, doesn't really matter. So he came, I made an appointment. He came in with his dad, Joey Cola. Now I know Joey Cola. I raised my kids during the Rosie O'Donnell period, right?
Sure, right.
So I watched that every morning. She was on, Joey was on. Everybody who watched Rosie knew who Joey was.
Sure.
He walks in the door with his son. And I said, so now I'm being calm, cool, and collected. I'm doing my thing. The appraiser looks at the car, and then he said, okay, where they're going to sell us the car, go fill out the paperwork. So I'm sitting at the desk with them, and I just stopped, and I said, okay. I said, I know you see me looking at you. You have to you're Joey Cola, aren't you? He said yes. And he was just sweet as could be.
Oh, he's
He
the
bought
nicest
car.
guy in the world.
He did a photo op. We took some photos. I was so
Nice.
excited. I told him I was a fan. Nice
Yep.
guy. My one time I met Joey Cola, not in the show business realm, but it
That's
was
cool.
super, super nice guy.
You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leapfrog a little bit. So, all right, Joey Cola. Where's your list? All right, so we went from one comedian to another. Mike Keegan.
Very funny.
Very funny. Very funny.
Great
Yeah.
guy.
Okay.
He's probably here a lot, right?
He's in here all the time, and he does a show in here, in this room. He has a podcast that he
We
does.
have a lot of comedy nights with the Farmingdale Chamber
Oh, sure.
and whatnot, and they bring these comedians.
Yep.
And they kill it. I mean, they
And Mike is one of the best.
He is. He is
Absolutely.
one of the best.
Yep. He's a dick. No, I'm only
Oh.
I love Mike. I'm joking.
Honda Element. It was a Honda Element.
Oh, Honda Element. It was killing you.
I
saw it.
Because it was killing me.
All right. So next, Cindy Bradley.
Oh,
my God.
Bradley. So, yes. Cindy Bradley.
Love her.
Trumpet player.
The best trumpet player.
Extraordinaire.
Yes.
Love her. So I met Cindy
David
Bradley.
Clark's wife.
Okay.
When she played with Sly, and she was in the Sly Gerald's band. The
Okay.
first time I met her at the Cedar Beach Blues Festival out in Mount Sinai.
Nice.
So that was the first time I ever saw her play, and then I became a huge fan of Sly and his band in general. That's where I met Hector Lopez, who then became my drummer.
Yeah.
So Hector was the drummer for Sweaty Betty and Rattlesnake Dawn for a long time. So Cindy, I did gigs with Sly back in the day, and Cindy would play. We did a wedding in Scranton. That was so much fun. We used to, do these like little away things. Adam TC came on board, so I would have Cindy and Adam TC on saxophone. Amazing,
Yep.
amazing. Love her.
And funny as it gets.
Oh, she is
she's
funny,
great.
and then she was in some competitions for, her jazz, whatever. You had to vote for her, and she would send it to me, and I would put it out there on Facebook, and she won a couple of things. She is just, for the amount of talent she has and how amazing she is just the funniest, most regular kind of. She's so unassuming. Like
Yeah.
if you met her here, you would never in a million. And then she pulls that thing out like it's nothing, and
Right.
she is insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
All right. Next name, you got the harmonica. Bill Lifford.
Yeah, you've done your homework. Right?
These are all mutual friends. I know Bill very well, actually.
Yeah, it's great.
Bill,
I have nothing but about praise
Right.
and.
Yeah. What? HB Mark Deck. Is that what the band is called?
I
I think
so.
that's the name of the band. Yeah,
So
Harmonica
like-
Bill and Mark Deck. You don't know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, they're fantastic. Yeah. All right. So
I'm going to
who's
try to do
next?
this to somebody.
This is fun. This is fun.
John Piazza.
John Piazza. So I met John through Vinyl Revival. So when I was singing with Vinyl Revival, other than being close friends of the band in general, he also did some DJ work. During breaks and things. I met him and his wife, and terrific guy, great,
Yep.
and funny too.
He
does
does-
a little
he
comedy.
does comedy here.
So
That's how I
he
know
did.
John.
So I have Frank Macri is a friend who does some comedy shows. He puts together some comedy shows at in Babylon and
Yeah, that name rings a
places.
bell.
And
Yeah.
John has done some DJing for those shows, and also gotten up and done some comedy for those as well. Terrific guy.
Her descriptions are so much better than mine.
I love.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
People love her.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. All right. So I'm gonna go a little. I'm going out of the comedy music world. I'm just gonna go with some. There was a couple of names with you that surprised me. Some people from Hicksville, like Lisa Bashwinner.
Right. Some of these people I haven't seen in a while, and I just
worried 'cause
love
they're
them.
on my list. I'm sure I don't even know.
Great. How do you know her?
Lisa's like one of like 25 kids. No, there's what I think.
I didn't know
there's,
that.
There's like 6
Let
or
me
7.
turn this around. Go ahead.
That's fine.
Lisa Bashwinner.
But she's like one of 6 or 7, and they grew up in the same neighborhood. We've known that whole family since we were kids.
I went to school with one of the brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know almost all the
Small
brothers.
world.
And, yeah, Lisa's
Small
one. Of them.
world.
Yeah, they live just a few blocks away. Yeah, they're just old friends. So
Hi, Lisa.
I haven't seen her in years, but I saw the name.
My experience was hard. We were always at like social events and great times. You know?
Okay.
So.
Let's see. And sticking with people from Hicksville, that's on your list, Suzanne and Tom Fascino.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? I love people so much, and you're just picking the people I really love.
Oh, you don't get nicer people than Suzanne and Tom.
Oh my gosh! So Suzanne and Tom again. I met through I guess Sly Gerald's. And again, Sweaty Betty started as a blues band.
Right.
So they were very, very involved in the blues community
Yes, they
at
are.
that time in the like 2010,
Right.
before 2010.
Suzanne's written blues songs. Yeah.
Yes. So I went, through that when they were playing with Sly. Actually, Tom played with Sweaty Betty when it was a blues band. A couple of times he filled in for us. We just became very friendly through that blues community, but then kind of followed through the Sly Gerald's period because they were doing a lot of the International Blues Challenge with Sly and Ed Lean and
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about. Now they have some albums.
Eileen Hart.
Suzanne gave me some. Yeah.
Yes, and they did some incredible work. And her boys.
Oh, they're fantastic.
So I had
They've been in here many times.
A party back at the time. I had a big backyard barbecue jam where I had all the musicians and literally there were 200 musicians coming in and out of my backyard all day. We set up a band with Sly. Their son, Paulie played drums at my house in the backyard, and I said, "Oh my God, he's going to be famous, and I'm going to tell
they're
people
both
he played in
amazing.
my backyard." I love them. Some of my very favorite people.
I'm going to send that to Sue right now and tell
Oh
her
my
we're talking
God,
about it.
my very favorite people, and I watched her son's videos. She's such a proud
great.
mom, and the way she promotes them, and they're so talented, and then she's an artist, a painter, insane, like so much talent packed into one family, amazing.
Why can't I find her?
Like
She got rid of me.
I love people, and there are just some people that I love. He just keeps picking the people I love.
Well, and I'm trying. I'm trying for you too. Let's see. Let's see if Dave loves. Do you love Robin Gilbert?
Yes.
I got you covered, Dave. I got you covered.
I sold her a car and no.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Robin is
aces.
Robin. All right. Hope I get this right. Robin is the drummer singer of the Generators.
Yep.
I feel like I'm on a test. Like $20,000 pyramid.
Do you really know who that is? Or
she does ballet.
Yes, she does.
And she is the nicest
One of my
person
favorite
ever.
people in the world.
She's like another Diane.
Yes, agreed.
She smiles as she plays. And I've called her a million times, like, Robin, our drummer's sick. Can you do it tonight? She's like, I'm dancing at the Metropolitan.
my God.
But everybody loves her.
Yep.
And I hope that she gets to see this.
Yeah, I hope
Good
so, yeah.
people. I want to end it on a high note.
Oh, I'm not done. We're not done.
Good. Oh, good.
I mean, we're going over a little bit, but
No, I mean,
five more minutes, we're good?
No, I'm not running out of here. I mean the name association. Let's stick with Diane.
Let's see, who's next on Diane's list? Carrie Karavis, comedian.
Yes.
I know her too.
I only, honestly,
Okay.
I don't really know her personally.
Okay,
I
all right.
again saw her at one of Frank Macari's comedy shows.
Oh, okay,
and hilarious.
All right.
And so I
Funny.
immediately had to friend her. There was a time I had 5,000 Facebook, back when I was really in the band thing.
excuse me.
No, and then I deleted all the people I didn't know, and now I just friend people.
Dave.
She's one of them.
SAUL.
I know who you are.
All right, I'm going to try one on you.
God.
I don't know how we're going to do on this one. Todd Wolfe,
Keyboard player.
guitar player.
Guitar player, right.
Okay, all right.
Another talented guy.
Very talented
Another guy
guy.
I sold a car to.
All right,
great
how about
guy.
Tom Sanfilippo?
Okay.
There
Now
you
we're
go.
talking.
All right.
Now we're
going to end on this one.
Love
Great
Tom.
musician.
Oh, one of the
beloved,
best.
Grateful Dead.
Yes,
Jerry
half step.
Garcia.
Mhm.
Big from where I come from.
Yep.
In Bethpage. Played with Ed Ryan. And why do I think he thought you had me, right?
I'm not trying to stump you.
It's not a quiz.
Right. Just a real great soul and talented guy. And you know how the Grateful Dead community
Oh, yeah,
is.
absolutely.
He opened for us at this is my story with him. We were playing somewhere, and he was the opening act. I mean, he plays big shows.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Mass Step.
Yep.
But he also plays and so we're bringing our stuff in because the dudes are going to play after he's done, and all the dead people at Tom Followers looked at us like. And I said to the guys, maybe we'll just wait to bring it in. You know what I mean? But great guy, talented guy.
One of the best, yeah.
And here's something I bet you didn't know.
Ooh.
Maybe you do. I'm going to turn it back. I think that we all do a lot of things, and I think he's got a huge T-shirt or something business like that. Aha. I'm going to take out your list.
I know. I did not know that about him.
There you go. Who won?
Did you know that about him? No. All right. All right. Well, I got one more name for you, and that's because he's watching. Frank Cafora.
There you go. Hi, Frank. Another
drummer from Seconds Out, the Genesis tribute band.
Yeah,
Does that help
yeah,
you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, these are great people.
Yeah. He's
Next
a great
time
guy.
I'm going to memorize my freaking Facebook list before I come in one of these things. Like,
I actually have more names, but you guys are off the hook.
how about Diane? Paula Abdul.
Yeah, she's short. That's all I really can tell you.
Well, I'll tell you. You guys don't have to say anything if you don't want. I'll tell you who the names that I still had on the list: Bob Spiatto, Jim Moran,
of course,
Peter Bales, and Wayne Metzler.
Yeah. Oh, so Wayne Metzler was really just a fan of the country scene. So
That's right. He was a big line dancer guy.
Correct, and that's how I
forgot
met
about
him.
that.
And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
again,
that's
one
funny.
of those people like Frank who during the breaks like kind of mingle with all the people.
Yeah.
They become my family, really.
Yeah.
And that's where I knew Wayne Metzler from.
All right, then for you, I had Joe Curry. I had Jackie the Joke Man.
Joe. Okay.
Good
These are
friend of
big
mine.
names. Joe Curry's great.
Joe Curry's great.
Keyboard player. Did you know
Yes,
that?
yes, I did know that.
I'm gonna,
Him and his brother is a musician too. Yeah.
He's very big in the comic community, right?
Yeah.
And facilitator and he plays keyboards.
Mm-hmm.
And Jackie the Joke Man, Bayville.
Yes, yes. Let's see. I also had Chris Roach, another great comedian. Liberty DeVito.
Yeah, these are big names.
Well, all right. Well, now going back to the Hicksville roots, there's a girl by the name of Beth Neville. She's one of your friends. Yeah, I grew up with Beth. And then the last name, also Hicksville, which I'm assuming through the Chamber of Commerce with Farmingdale, you must know Rose Walker.
Rose Walker. Is this how we're going to end on Rose?
Yes, that's the last name. That's the last name I had for you.
Rose Walker is a awesome local politician there for the people, and we love her, and she gets a lot done. And
She does.
At every parade or civic event, she's there, and I go on my way in, so my stock goes up to get a picture with her. And I cannot say, I'm so glad if you're watching Rose, you were my final.
Well, of course she's watching.
Yeah.
Walker, are you not making the connection here?
Connection. She might be related.
Are you related to?
No.
I was going to say, what? I don't know.
That was the first thing I thought because I didn't know who it was.
But we actually, true story, we're not related, but when we grew up in Hicksville, she lived 3 blocks away. We've known her our whole lives as well.
When
but no relation.
Something goes on for the community.
She is. She's always there.
Patty is watching, and we all love Rose. I mean, she really gets a lot done for the people, and I admire people helping people. Did I say that right?
That was perfect, Dave.
You did.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
All right, so with that, can we get one more song, and then we'll
Sure.
hightail it on out of
We
here?
do.
I have to check with my boss.
I'm not the boss.
Yes.
Frank, what do you want to hear?
Yeah.
You pick. Pick the last song, Frank.
Nothing too hard.
Pick the last song,
You're here.
Frank.
I was thinking about Black Horse
Okay,
before.
let's
Is
do
that
it.
right?
Okay.
Can we do that?
Cool.
Who sings that?
KT Tunstall.
KT Tunstall.
Oh, all right.
Black
All
Horse
right.
Cherry Tree.
Are you joining them on this?
I might.
Okay.
Oh, that is great.
Maybe. Great song.
I'm
E
not
minor,
familiar.
right?
You'll know when you hear it, probably.
Well, in Dave's world, it's E minor.
He asked you if it's E minor.
Yes, it is. Sorry. I'm zoning.
No, I just don't want to.
That's the right guy to ask. If you ever need
Tell
to know.
me about
we
it.
should have a direct line to the Frank phone in case you ever have a question.
Now, this is about a horse. And
a cherry tree.
And a cherry tree. And let me just, as we wind down, Diane grew up on a pony farm and, had the big black stallion.
Okay.
And,
Jeez.
Frank.
Woo-hoo. 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 Well, my heart knows it better than I know myself, so I'm gonna let it do all the talking. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Came to a place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Felt a little fear upon my back. He said, don't look back, just keep on walking. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. And a big black horse said, look this way. I said, hey lady, will you marry me? Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. And I said, no, no. No, 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 no. I said, no, no. You're not the one for me. No, no. No, 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 no. I said, no, no. You're not the one for me. And my heart felt a problem in the early hours, so I stopped it dead for a beat or two. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. And I cut some cord and I shouldn't have done it, and I won't forgive me after all these years. Woo-hoo. So I sent her to a place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Now he won't come back cause he's so happy, and now I got a hole for the world to see, yeah. Woo-hoo. And he said, no, no. No, 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 no. I said, no, no. You're not the one for me. No, no. No, 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 no. I said, no, no. You're not the one for me. Not the one for me, yeah. I said, no, 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 no. No, no. No, no. You're not the one for me. No, 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 no. 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 You're not the one for me. Big black horse and a cherry tree. I can't quite get there cause my heart's forsaken me, yeah, yeah, yeah. Big black horse and a cherry tree. I can't quite get there cause my heart's forsaken me. Woo! Dave and Frank, pick up.
Wow.
Woo! That was fun.
Nice. Sorry.
Song's over.
Well done. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Very nice. All right. Okay, so before we say goodbye, let's plug. You got any gigs?
What, are you kidding?
Of course. Plug away.
Come
Plug
on,
away.
be ready.
I just want to thank, but I want to thank you.
I want to thank you.
And among everybody else, but really, this was a privilege and an honor.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you, man.
Great to see Frank again. Also, everybody from Farmingdale, everybody who supported the Dude crowd, all the wise asses who text me endlessly for the last hour and a half.
Blowing them up.
And I cannot say enough wonderful, great things about the super stud.
Thank you
sitting
for doing
right
this with
next
me.
to
Thank you.
And along that, I'm not going to plug everything, but I do want to say that I will be making music, lucky me, with Diane next Friday at Vaccaro, next Friday at Vaccaro in Massapequa, and the 28th at Prohibition.
Ooh, which I've never been there before.
There you
it's
go.
gonna be a new one for me.
So is that Massapequa also
Prohibition?
Yes.
Across the street from each other.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, all right.
Yep.
And that's all I do is plug, but that's what I got today.
Terrific.
It was an honor.
Thank you so much. Yes.
My
It's been a
pleasure.
great
Thank
time.
you, guys. Let's see. And Frank Cafora, who's watching, Andy Plajanos, Mickey's watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. I got a text earlier. Fat Jay asked me to say hello.
Oh, Fat Jay.
Fat Jay. He's one of my favorite people.
Love you, Fat Jay.
He's great. Yeah, okay. And speaking of great comedians, ladies and gentlemen, if you want, you can see some great comedians this weekend at Governor's Comedy Clubs. some of the names you'll see on a governor's stage this weekend. Let's see, who do we got? Drew Frazier, the Men of General Hospital, Jeff Dale, Greg Graydon, Ron Nobles, Sasha Serbulji, Eric Casson, Mike Keegan will be here, Carla Okeson, Sean Brown, Alvin Kwai, Joe Curry, Moody McCarthy,
Great lineup. Joey
Vega, and I feel like I'm leaving somebody out. Let me just check real quick. I'm prepared.
You are.
That's right. Goomba Johnny is playing this weekend.
Oh, Goomba Johnny.
All right, yeah, I don't see Drew Dunn. Let me or Drew Frazier, rather. He must have had to reschedule. All right, so Goomba Johnny will be here this weekend. Goomba Johnny, who used to do a show in here. So come say hi to Johnny. Go to govs.com to make some reservations to some great comedy shows. Let's see. I forgot this as well. Don't forget Nikki Glazer, her special, now streaming on Max. It's her second HBO special. It's called Someday You'll Die. How do you like that? That's currently streaming on Max. So supposedly she's going to do an interview with me, which is why I'm promoting her show.
Nice.
So we'll see.
I saw that. She's funny.
She's very funny,
She makes me go, oh my God.
Yes, she's great. But
I can't believe she said that.
Yeah. So I'm hoping. So I was told if I promote the show that she's gonna do
And
something.
she has the best legs I've ever seen since Carrie Underwood.
Wow.
And that's a huge compliment.
That is a big
because
compliment.
That's from a girl with great legs.
I am telling you, they're beautiful. I'm just saying. I'm like, those are Carrie Underwood legs because Carrie Underwood has some of the best ever. And
Wow.
amazing.
Do you have a list of like your favorite?
No,
I do.
But I noticed.
I don't want to hear
but
yours.
I
I'm
notice
nothing
these
personal.
things when I see them, and when I saw her on that special, I thought, wow,
All right.
just wow.
And of course, don't forget. I almost forgot to mention, of course, don't forget Knock 'em Dead Comedy. Go to our website, knockemdeadcomedy.com. Find out what we got going on. We got all sorts of shows coming. Not much in the summer, but we got a lot in the fall, including September 28th right here at Governor's. We're doing a Triple X Trivia Night. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Facebook trivia.
Yeah. And of course, the night before that, September 27th, we'll be at the Brokerage performing one of our murder mystery shows. And of course, December 21st, we'll be out east at McGuire's doing one of our murder mystery shows as well. Go to govs.com, make your reservations to some great comedy shows. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com, find out what our schedule is, where you can find us, and of course, how you can hire us for your private event, your fundraiser, your corporate event, whatever you got going on. And then, of course, Gov's Comedy Club podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the Facebook page, and do all that social media stuff that we don't know how to do. And let's see, today is Thursday, so we got Circling the Drain tonight. They're on at 7:30. Then Coffee with the Dog tomorrow morning at 9. And then we're back here tomorrow at 11. Andy is under the weather. He was watching, but he's under the weather. Supposedly, I've been told he's not coming in tomorrow. So I don't know. I'll see who I can get in to hang out with us. And that's it. Once again, Frank, Dave, Saul, Diane Fogarty, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you
This
so
was
much.
a lot of fun. This is great. All right. Let's see. Are we out yet?